year, we as a board attempted to try to define what life membership looked like. We never officially defined life membership, but we all agreed that there is no checklist of boxes that you can check off to determine who gets a lifetime membership. Because you have to look at the bigger picture, and no two Jaycees are ever going to come into this organization and contribute in the same way. We also agreed that a lifetime member should be someone who has gone above and beyond to make a difference and positively contributed to the organization. And both of these gentlemen that we will be recognizing tonight have done just. I need some water. All right. Recipient, it gives me great pleasure to be able to present this award to him because I've been fortunate enough to know Lindsay Wagstaff most of my life. And I very well remember the day when his Roxboro Jaycee career began in 2008. And if someone had told me that day that in about 15 years I was going to be the one to hand him a lifetime membership, I would have looked at them cross-eyed. But it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. And Lindsay has finished strong. During his time as a Jaycee, Lindsay served on the executive board for 6 years in various roles, which included 2 terms back-to-back as president in 2019 and 2020. He was then chairman of the board in 2021. He has been the recipient of numerous local, state, and national awards. And just to name a few, he was the 2008 Rookie of the Year, the 2009 Jaycee of the Year, the 2-time Officer of the Year in 2010 and 2021, a 2-time recipient of Project of the Year for the golf tournament in 2010 and 2018. At the state level, he was an All-Star President for 2019 and an All-Star Chairman for 2021. In 2020, he received the National Individual Vision Award. He has chaired numerous projects over the years, including the Jaycee Stew, the Haunted House, the Local Candidates Forum. He's headed up construction of the Christmas Parade float, hosted the end-of-year banquet, and he was the chairman of the first annual Jaycee Golf Tournament. He's also served on many committees and coordinated a lot of the preliminary work at the hut to start to bring it back to life. Especially during these last 4 to 5 years, a lot of Lindsay's time as a Jaycee, he's worked tirelessly and selflessly to help build up this organization. As president, he was very hands-on, present, and committed to the success of the organization. In 2019, he led the committee and primarily authored the rewriting of the bylaws that we follow today. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, he led this organization through probably one of the most pivotal times in its history. When the organization could have easily dissolved, with his leadership, we pushed through. We kept the doors open, got creative with projects, and for the first time in years, we started to see signs of membership growth within the organization. Since aging out at the end of 2021, Lindsay's commitment to the success of the organization has remained. He continues to give back by volunteering at and financially sponsoring events, and he is always just a phone call away for anything we need. This organization is a better organization because of Lindsay's service. So Lindsay, on behalf of the Roxboro Jaycees, we are so appreciative of you and everything you've done to make this organization successful. And it is an honor to be able to give you your lifetime
It was going to be about like what I've done and stuff like that, and Anna did it better than I could do, so I'm not going to be redundant, but oh man, I've humble and grateful to receive life membership in the Roxboro Jaycees. I didn't even really know how to prepare for this because I've only been to maybe 3 of these myself, and they've all been handled a little different. I think since I joined in 2008, there's been 5 life members. Anyway, so what am I saying? It's an ultimate honor for me to be part of such a distinguished club of past JC members. I mean, the organization goes back to 1955, and I never envisioned a scenario where I would be, you know, in a list with Flint Lett, the first president, the first life member, and I mean, I'm just really honored by this. And I've got to take some time to thank some of the people. I want to thank my family and friends for being here. It really means a lot to me that y'all came, and y'all probably had to listen to me talk about the Jaycees more than you ever wanted to hear. And I've dropped Matt to a lot of events, even got him to join briefly, so I really appreciate it. The JC, I want to thank the 2022 board. They nominated me, and not going into this too much, if anybody has to deal with the kind of inner politicking of the Jaycees, and I've had people in my ear in the past talking about life membership, it's not this easy to push through these nominations. They don't come that often. It's a hard thing to do, and I really, really appreciate y'all getting this nomination. The JC members that voted to accept the nomination, I appreciate it. Y'all are the best. I mean, this really means a lot to me. Anna for hosting and setting us up. This has been a great end of the year banquet. You know, kind of like to touch base on, the first banquet I went to was here at the Country Club, and you know, we'd pay for our own meal. Dudes were the same, you know, nothing changed. The award I got for Rookie of the Year was written on a napkin, so I guess we couldn't afford the things have changed a lot since. The financially strong, you know, we can do this type of stuff now. Sarah Morton this past away, she recruited me into the Jaycees. That was the start. When I joined in 2008, Kyle and T. Oakley were a big deal to me. They kind of were the welcome wagon. Chris Williams, who is not here, had helped us tremendously in those my early days of getting events done. I mean, he could have been JC of the Year if he was eligible. Jason and Allison came soon after. Jason gave me the opportunity to come back and get involved with the Jaycees. And this would have never happened to that. When Allison approached me, I think Allison was the one who approached me about being the president. They didn't have anybody else. I think that why we had a 39-year-old guy being the JC president. But I really appreciate the opportunity, and I thought long and hard if I even wanted to do it. And I was really happy I did do it. And Allison and Anna and Jeannie, they were on the board at the time, and they just made it really easy. Being president can be hard, and it's a lot easier if you have people that can take care of their business, and you can just completely count on all the time. Autumn, she joined at the end of my last year, and she's just been a godsend for all the work that she has done and helped me out with events. And you know, when I joined, I kind of thought of the Jaycees. I had this vision in my head that it was like this maybe, I don't know, like co-ed fraternity. And I think I was trying to push that way, but you know, maybe I was getting that way with it a little bit. But at the end, I started believing more in the JC vision. The older I got, the purpose of this organization is empowering young people to create positive change, and it's about the opportunities we get, the opportunities we can create for people. So, you know, with that being said, the Jaycees have meant so much to me over the years. I really appreciate this. I'm really honored. I'm really grateful. The friendships, the projects, the accomplishments we've had, the good, the bad. You know, the path hasn't always been straight, but I no doubt would do it all over again. And I feel this life membership is an obligation for me to keep helping and keep trying to sponsor things, keep doing whatever I can to move the organization ahead. So thank you all. I just really appreciate this. It's so
He really steps up to the plate and constantly gives selflessly and diligently of themselves to this organization, most of the time without asking. We feel that they too are deserving of this high honor. And in this situation, George Gentry has broken the mold. George was a member of the Roxboro Jaycees from 1981 to 1994. He served on the executive board. He was the president from 1986 to 1987 and received the North Carolina Outstanding Local President Award. He also received many local Jaycee of the Month and Quarterly Awards and was the Roxboro Jaycee of the Year in 1988. He chaired many local projects and also co-chaired with his wife Tanya the Young Women of the Year program, which we now know as our Distinguished Young Women program, from 1986 to 1991. When he was 35, George began traveling for his job at Duke Energy, so involvement in the Jaycee projects became difficult. However, although he had to take a step back from the Jaycees, he still found many ways to contribute in his community. He was on the rescue team at Duke Energy. He was a Roxboro Person County Rescue Squad volunteer for 21 years, a former Roxboro Fire Department volunteer for 14 years. Over the years, he served on many boards, including the American Red Cross, United Way, the Roxboro Board of Adjustment, the Rocket Club, and the Kirby Civic Auditorium. He is a lifelong member of Long Memorial United Methodist Church, where he has served on numerous committees and has been the trustee chairman for the past 21 years. He also finds time to be involved in the Kiwanis Club, the Optimist Club, the Christian Help Center Woodcutting Group, and also the Roxboro Jaycees. He may be Jeannie's dad, but he's also like a dad to our organization. Many times George knows what we need before we do. He sets a fine example of both servant and a man of God. And I can stand here and go on and on and on about all the things that George does for us, but we would be here all night. But we know, and he knows. So, George, on behalf of the Roxboro Jaycees, we are so honored to be able to present to you the Lifetime Membership Award.
It is indeed an honor to receive this. And I think from probably what you heard, a comment that was made, I'm the oldest one receiving it. But that's okay. Tanya and I started and joined the Jaycees and Jaycees over 41 years ago. I went on to become Jaycee president. Tanya was the Jaycees president. We went to a lot of conventions, we worked on a lot of projects together. And several years later, we became one organization, we became the Jaycees. The Jaycees merged together. And at first, there was a little bit of controversy and concern, but I think it's proven through the years that was a good move. I mean, look at the organization today. The men and the women working together is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's an honor. I've learned a lot from Jaycees. Before, a lot of you might know about yourselves, I wouldn't have been able to get up and speak in front of a crowd to do anything. It just taught me how to speak in front of a crowd. It taught me some leadership skills. It taught me some organizational skills. We used to have programs where it taught, learned a little bit about finance, about CPR, this and that. So it taught you a lot along the way. And I've had a lot of lasting membership, friendships from the members that were there. I think back, it's an elite group to be in with life members. Unfortunately, some of them are not here today. I think of the Jim Morans, the Jim Sturtles, people that push me to get involved, to do things. Yes, you can do it. You probably didn't really want to do it, but in the end, it paid off. I believe in the JC Creed. The last line of the JC Creed has stuck with me for a long time and still does today, that service to humanity is the best work of life. And that's what I've tried to do over the years. That's what I will continue to do as long as I can. I would like to applaud all of you for what you've done the last few years in particular. Through the pandemic, a lot of clubs just basically folded. Membership dropped, and a lot of them have not come back. But Tanya and I pay attention to what JC was doing, especially when Jeannie got involved, that brought it home a little closer. So we definitely pay attention to what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. You're probably the only group I have heard of anywhere that has grown over the last 2 to 3 years. I joined a couple of other groups in the last 2 years since I retired. We're coming back, but we're kind of struggling coming back. You guys, a lot of clubs just envy what you're doing. I mean, you're regular growing. The pandemic basically shut down everybody else, but y'all found ways to continue moving forward. So I applaud you for that. Just keep going, keep getting people involved, keep working together, as Anna mentioned, keep working together as a team, and you can accomplish a whole lot, even more than what you've already accomplished. You've accomplished a lot. So thank you very much. I appreciate this. It means a lot to me.
He served in various capacities on the executive board from 2010 to 2021. He was the first 3-time president in the history of the Roxboro Jaycees, serving back-to-back years in 2013 and 2014, and then in 2018. He served on the Banquet Beach Music Festival Committee since 2011 and has chaired the project every year since 2014. He is also a past golf tournament chair, serving from 2012 to 2015. He was named North Carolinian of the Year in 2014 and is a 3-time Roxboro JC of the Year and a 3-time recipient for Project of the Year for Banquet. Outside of the JCs, he was recognized as a Silver Award winner in 2018, as part of the Best Awards in Person County in the Volunteer of the Year category, and a 2021 Gold Award winner for Best Local Personality. He was recently elected as a county commissioner in 2022. Jason serves on the Department of Social Services Board, Animal Control. He sits on the TAR board and is on the board for Person County Partnership for Children. He's also the owner and operator of Thomas Pro Wash. So call him if you have traffic options. Over the years, Jason has poured his heart and his soul into this organization. Not only does he strongly believe that service to humanity is the best work of life, he lives it. And he provides a walking example of this every day. Jason Thomas has made an undeniable impact on this organization, and we are better because of it. So Jason, thank you. We love you. We're proud of you. We hope you'll stay close. And on behalf of the Roxboro Jaycees, I'd like to present you want to give a speech, Jason?
No, thank you, Allison.
All right.
I'm not making a speech.
She's like, no, I'm done. I'm not done.
Our next award is the Officer of the Year award. And when I started thinking about choosing an Officer of the Year, I struggled. Because like I said before, I had a stellar board this year. But two board members really stood out to me because of their drive to be team players and the importance they place on making sure the needs of the organization and our members were always put first. So I could not choose one over the other. So this year, I'm recognizing two Officers of the Year. Our first Officer of the Year joined the Jaycees in 2019. Right out of college, I was sure he was going to be the first Jaycee I ever saw have to be let go. I got a phone call that I was not there. I got a phone call. But because
I was there.
Y'all he's still here. But because of the leadership ability that he has shown over the past couple years, and especially this year, I am very proud to be able to present him with this award. He has shown a strong dedication to the organization over the past year in his role as Vice President of Management. With his leadership and project management skills, he assumed the overseeing of the revitalization of the hut, and we're getting closer and closer every day to once again be able to utilize the building that we call home. He is enthusiastic and committed to ensuring this organization continues to thrive, and that all members are given opportunities to participate and grow in their leadership abilities. And I know that he is going to make a great president in 2023. So congratulations, Thomas Bradley.
I got a speech coming, don't worry about it.
Our next Officer of the Year joined the Jaycees in 2021 and quickly became a favorite among the membership with his friendly disposition, his smile, and his genuine concern for the well-being of each individual member of this organization. He was elected to the board in 2022 as the Vice President of Individual Development. And he has done a phenomenal job in this role as he strived to bring unity among the members, whether planning group activities for the membership to gather outside of our regular Tuesday meetings, or a simple text message to check in and say hello. He's proven to be a friend to all, both in and outside of JC activities. So congratulations, Tevin Dixon. All right, almost there. The next award is the Project of the Year award. And like I said earlier, we had some phenomenal projects this year. Between DYW and Flynn Whip, we were probably able to award close to $20,000 in scholarships between the two projects. And we were also able to donate a healthy amount to the Burns Center following the golf tournament. But this year's Project of the Year really stood out to me. Not because it was a large project with record-breaking earnings that attracted hundreds of people, but because the execution and the organization of this project was hands down the best I have ever seen. And our big projects need to take note. The spreadsheet that was kept and turned in at the end could easily be picked up by anyone next year and used as a guide to carry out this project. The turnout was great, and we were able to raise about $2,300 to go towards ways and means, and an old JC project was successfully brought back to life after sitting on the shelf for many years. So this year's project of the year is the Open Bass Fishing Tournament, co-chaired by Travis and Courtney Finney.
Come on, Trevor.
Hold hands, bring it back.
Speech, Travis.
And now, this is our last award of the evening. Before I turn things over to Mr. Craig. And that's the JC of the Year Award. And yes, I struggled with the other awards and who to pick, but when thinking about who the JC of the Year should be, if I'm honest, I did not have to think. Because there was zero question in my mind who was deserving of this honor. Since first joining the Jaycees in 2019, she has volunteered at nearly all events. She has been reliable and dependable for any and everything that she was responsible for. She is objective in her thinking, and I have never seen her allow emotion or feelings to get in the way of her giving the Roxboro Jaycees her best self. She is respectful and she is respected. The past 2 years as Vice President of Membership, she has set the bar for how this role should be carried out. She has greeted, made welcome, and onboarded 29 new members to this organization over the past 2 years. And I think that you would all agree that the list of admirable qualities that this individual exhibits is great. So congratulations, Courtney Finney. This evening. Good job, everybody. As I said earlier, thank you so much for allowing me to be your president. It has been an honor. I am proud of each and every one of you. At this time, I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Dan Craig, who is a past president and also a life member. He is going to swear in the new members that joined in 2022. And if you were a member who joined in 2021, you may also come forward because he's going to get you all sworn in. Is that right? Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Yeah, this is 68 years of the Roxboro Jaycees, and it's so good to see such a great crowd here tonight with that. I thank all of you for being here, and I thank you for the invitation for me to be here.
And me.
Thank you. Okay. Each one of you, thank you. We're proud of you. Thank you for doing this. You are about to become a member of the greatest young persons organization in the world. JCI USA offers members the opportunity to meet a group of active young people, take part in worthwhile projects, fulfill a need for personal growth, and contribute to society. Now, I'm going to need each of you to state your own name in just a second. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I.
Hannah Walker, Sarah Coates, Anna Scott Lawrence, Bree Sanders.
Bo Sanders.
Do solemnly pledge that I will uphold the principles and traditions
I will uphold the principles and traditions
of JCI, Roxboro, North Carolina,
of JCI
and promote the objectives of JCI USA and JCI International. I think we did. Good job. Very good. Vice President of Management, Joey Fuller. Vice President of Community, Allison Thomas. Individual Vice President, Tevin Dixon. Secretary, Brandon Evans. Treasurer, Jeannie Webster. Vice President of Membership, Deanna. Finally, Sergeant at Arms, Miranda Vick. Social Media Director, Allison Moore. And Anna, Chairman of the Board, please join us.
Okay.
Thank each one of you for being here.
Listen up,
To the oath of office, which you have been elected as one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly or carelessly discharged. You are charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the JCI USA movement. With the policy and bylaws as your guide, you must ever be ready to exercise the functions of the office with which you are entrusted. Further, you are charged with governing this organization according to the laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard. Toward that end, in every matter considered, the best opinion shall prevail through the expressed will of the majority, and the best course of action followed. Do you accept this charge?
I do.
I do.
Very good. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Allison Thomas.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of
that I will faithfully execute the office of Treasurer, Social Media Director,
Secretary. Vice President of Management.
Sergeant Horace, and
Individual.
in the office of JCI, Roxboro, North Carolina. And will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my abilities
serve as a living example
serve as a living example
of this organization's philosophy and beliefs.
of this organization's philosophy and beliefs.
Thank you. To each one of you, congratulations.
Thank you.
The United States of America, 247 years old, currently have their 46th President of the United States serving. Jaycees, 68 years old. Thomas Bradford, you are about to be the 62nd person, individual person to hold this office of the Roxboro Jaycees. Thank you. that you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly or carelessly discharged. You are charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the JCI USA movement. With the policies and bylaws as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the functions of the office with which you are entrusted. Further, you are charged with governing this organization according to the laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard, toward the end and in every matter considered, the best opinion shall prevail through the expressed will of the majority, and the best course of action followed. Do you accept this charge?
I do.
Please raise your right hand. I
I, Thomas Bradford,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President
that I will faithfully execute the office of President
of JCI, Roxboro, North Carolina,
of JCI Roxboro, North Carolina,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
serve as a living example
serve as a living example
of this organization's philosophy and beliefs.
of this organization's philosophy and beliefs.
Thomas, we thank you and congratulations.
Well, what can I say? Thank you all for allowing me to be here. It's a privilege to be president of the Jaycees, but really it's a privilege and an honor. And it's a privilege and an honor to be a JC anyway. To be able to be a part of anything that is bigger than yourself and helps you realize, like the last sentence of the creed, exactly what it means to be a part of something that's given back to other people that may not even want to, try to step up and do anything for themselves. But then they see somebody like Jaycees giving back and being involved in the community, they want to be like that. You make leaders, you make people want to give back, you make people want to get involved. That's what this is about. And it's a privilege to be able to lead an organization like this and to be given an honor like that for so many people to trust you with a vision and with what their hopes are and their beliefs in an organization like this. And anybody in Jaycees can probably say that they might want to be president someday or something. I've always wanted to be president at some point, but I always kind of figured I'd end up being president like when I'm 39, and they're just like, he's got it now. He finally got it, he's got AJ, I'll give it to him, whatever. Especially since apparently everybody wanted to kick me out on the first one. But that wasn't my fault, it was one Durham Bulls game. Somebody brought some Peruvian liquor or something. But like I say, when I came back from college, I knew I wanted to get involved. I had known everybody growing up here. I come back from college and it's like all of a sudden everybody's gone and you don't know that many people anymore, and you're who are these same strangers that in this town I grew up in? And Jaycees is one of the places you can come back and get involved and start getting right back in the community with people that you know, especially if you're a young person. I got in here and immediately it made me like I say, I kind of joined knowing that Jaycees had fun and went out during Bulls game we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. But then it wasn't long after that I started getting involved in all these events and I'm on committees and co-chairing and doing stuff and trying to get involved in things, and I realized exactly what it means and just how good you feel knowing that you've made a difference. You see something you've worked many months with many people and organized so many logistics and stuff to see unfold within a few hours of an event, and then see how successful it was. See the people the kids that are opening presents on Christmas Day that wouldn't have if we didn't have the parade and making money, or see the kids that might not be able to afford to go to college that we're giving scholarships to because of Flynn Witt. You realize once you do that and you see that, you realize what the real meaning behind being the JC is. And so to be the president of Jaycees and have everybody trust this in me is just a great honor, and I appreciate it from everybody, especially the people that supported me and the people that pushed me to do this, even when I thought maybe I wasn't ready or whatever. I appreciate it. I think we're about to have a great year. I know the board is excited, I'm excited, and everybody else is excited also. But we got a lot of momentum going. We've had some of the biggest projects we've ever had. Our projects we've been doing for years have been bigger than they've ever been last year. We've grown so much, like everybody said. I want to just keep seeing that happen. I want to see us keep growing. I want to see projects that we've had going on continue to grow, prosper, and do great. I want to see new projects happen. I want to see old projects come back. So I just encourage all of y'all, like this year, let's just all work together. Let's grow together as a group. Let's focus on the service. Let's focus on what we can do and make this a great year. But like I said, I'm going to keep things short and sweet. I can talk all night. But I know everybody's ready to get out of here. So the last thing we'll do is present the award of president for last year, which is well deserved. Anna Hester did a great job as president last year. Like, we've grown so much. We've had a great year. We've had a great turnout, a smooth year. Everybody has enjoyed it, enjoyed being a part of Jaycees, and loved it, and everybody loves you, and we appreciate your service this whole year, 8 years before. So, thank you. I'm it, so, show's over. I'm not that great to look at, so anyway, thank y'all all for coming. Huh? Well, actually, is any Jaycees knows we should say the creed. I guess it is a meeting, but, so if anybody wants to stand so we can close with the creed. We believe
that in God is meaning and purpose to human life, that the brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nations, that economic justice can best be won by free men through free enterprise, that government should give laws rather than men, that Earth's great treasure lies in human personality, and that service to humanity is the best work of life.
Thank y'all, everybody, for coming. We hope everybody enjoyed it, especially the guests. Congratulations to y'all. Can you please sit around so we take some pictures of the and the new board?
Everybody leave. Congratulations, Courtney.
Thank you, Zach. I was not expecting that at all. That was very nice.
You definitely deserve it. I remember when Brandon and I joined the Jaycees, and y'all introduced us and got us started at the beginning of 2021. Yeah.
Crazy, 2 years ago.
I know. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to play. Where are these supposed to be?
I think up front.
Somebody else is there.
I don't know.
I guess it was already. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.